Hey guys, welcome to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aaron Kamakavivo Ole, and if you don't know me, that totally makes sense because I'm pretty new to the bolt action sphere. I've only been to about 4 or 5 tournaments so far, and they've all been regional because I got 2 small kids, so I can only travel so far and so often in order to get to tournaments. But truthfully, I have a longer history with wargaming in general than I do with bolt action. I'm a pretty new player to bolt action. I started around the end of 2022, so I would definitely consider myself to be, a regular in terms of veterancy. I'm not a veteran per se. I have a relatively limited scene of experience, but I've been playing tabletop war games for about 15 years now. Starting out with the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, which would later become the Middle Earth strategy battle game. Did a little bit of 40K back in 5th edition, some Warhammer Fantasy Battles 8th edition, Infinity 2nd edition, did a little bit of the Ninth Age, played some Black Seas, and that's what got me into historical wargaming. And then, of course, that led me to the flagship program from Warlord Games, which is Bolt Action. That being said, I've seen quite a few things. I follow quite a few stuff online, and with a lot of other wargaming experience, it's my hope that this channel is going to bring something a little bit different to the scene. We are not strictly an optimization channel, though you will definitely see us recommend some units as being more useful or less useful than others. So do expect that. I do try to do a lot of historical research as well, though, not because I think that historical, orders of battle or tactical, decisions were necessarily good for a tabletop war game, which is just inherently different from real life, working with a rule set that is not strictly trying to recreate historicity and accuracy down to the millimeter caliber. But I do think that there is some value, that there are reasons why human beings decided to do things a certain way. And so you're going to see some of that appear sometimes on the channel. When you see me giving recommendations for what people should purchase or what they should take, how they should kit out an infantry section, some of those are going to be informed by how things performed or didn't perform in real life, because it turns out some weapons were interesting ideas and didn't work. And so because of that, you will see some of that here. So please do give recommendations for reading, because I do try to do quite a bit of research along the side. As you'll notice from the tournament pack that we've released and other things like that. But at the same time, I am looking at this as a game. Okay, so do realize I'm going to fall somewhere near the middle. We are going to do some unit reviews. We're going to do some army reviews. We're going to do some tactical reviews. You're also going to see some battle reports. Admittedly, I'm not the most tech savvy guy ever, and I don't own a GoPro. So toward that end, do expect it's going to look more like what are some good examples? If you saw some of the old like Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition battle reports done by like Once Bitten 360, Mr. Malorian, Anthony from the Sustainable Center, Lord Tremendous, people like that back in the day, where it's still screenshots, but maybe with some commentary built in, and then me kind of narrating and telling you what exactly is happening. Sometimes maybe with a little more flair or color, depending on how exciting things are going. That's probably more of what it will look like, just because that's more my technology level. Over time, it would be great to come up with something that's as immersive as, Scholar Progenium, Morty Glory, Tabletop CP, some of the greats within the bolt action sphere for entertainment. But at the same time, we will hopefully, maybe, possibly get there. Who knows? It all depends on how I grow over this time. You should also know that I do have my preferences when it comes to things. I am a sucker for traditional field artillery. I've always loved it since I was a kid, since I had like army men back when I was a young kid. I loved my 155 millimeter field howitzer more than I loved the tanks I owned. And I suspect that makes me not uncommon in the sphere of bolt action, but definitely less common than the average person. The average person is probably brought in because they love the infantry, they love the sniper dueling, they love the tanks. I love traditional field guns. And so just know that when I give advice on how to increase firepower in your list, add some staying power to your list, I might start with the artillery section. Okay, so just be aware of that. You're also going to find on that note that because I do like artillery, I will be covering a lot of 3rd edition content since we get to use more of it. However, know that we will also be doing some 2nd edition content, because I also know that, and it scratches a different itch for me. Okay. So whether you're sticking with second, whether you're moving full on into third, there will probably be something here for all of you. You're also going to find that this channel is going to be kind of a resource for other things. So as I'm talking about things, I will probably be linking to other people's videos that talk on this subject as well to kind of get a holistic discussion going. So do please be looking down in the description area. This place is going to be pretty busy over here, and that's by design. I got into this by watching things ranging from Hollywood Wargaming's reviews of units to tactical tips from Bo Mortensen to a lot of other channels, right? Just getting a feel for what's going on in the sphere. So just know there's going to be some links to DZ Saber, Dario Studios, all kinds of different people. You'll see those down below. So we're very excited to bring you that. You should also know that while I love the actual models from Warlord Games, and I'm glad to support Warlord Games, I am a 3D print guy as well. I own 2 printers, and so you will probably see some STLs present, most commonly for minor nations that don't get the kind of support that we would love to see from Warlord Games. I also work full-time with a veterans organization, so I'll be honest, I tend to 3D print when I have to buy models in metal. Sometimes I will buy metal models, but I tend to be pretty sparing in which ones I do that with. It's my hope that as we're building this out and as we are seeing more of the changes that are coming with 3rd edition, almost certainly there's going to be FAQs as we go along, that we're going to be talking about the way that things are changing in terms of how you play the game, the kinds of things you may want to emphasize as we go along. But I do want to make this clear. Almost every video that I'm going to do is going to have sections that are tied to, hey, if you're trying to optimize, if you're trying to win games, if you're trying to be competitive, if you're just trying not to get smoked by your friends when you show up to play a game, then here's some advice for you. But we're also going to have some, and just for fun, try this, because you know what? We're early on in 3rd edition. We don't technically know what works and what doesn't. On paper, certain things look great, but in reality, other combinations might prove to be superior. We'll just have to see. So just know that I'm going to be throwing some spaghetti at the wall, so to speak, just to see what sticks and what falls off. And it's my hope that we'll be able to enjoy that together. So definitely leave comments down below if I'm completely off base. Take some of it with a grain of salt. Some of it's just stuff I'm going to attempt to try, and we'll see what happens. But just know I love your thoughts. I love your input. I've been running a blog for Lord of the Rings since 2012. So because of that, like, getting hits, getting feedback is not something that's new to me. More than willing to throw myself out there and to be critiqued. So if you do have comments, please let us know. If there are other things you'd love to see, let us know. Because while I've got a pretty long laundry list of things I'd love to talk about, if there's something you'd really like to hear about, then please let us know down below. Looking forward to hearing from you, and we will see you in the next one.